Welcome on into a Falcons mailbag. I'm answering questions that came in during our live show, which airs every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern. So come hang out with us next Thursday if you have a question you would like to ask. First question rolling in from the Bright Wolf. Do you think Penix will start this weekend? Well, like I said, we're filming on Thursday, but I fully expect Kirk Cousins to start. He was limited on Wednesday at practice, full participant by Thursday. I think Cousins is just playing through some type of injury, but as a very, very tough quarterback who has never missed a game due to injury up until his Achilles tear last year, I expect him to take the field on Sunday. Drew Dog, what's up with the free agent pass rush news? I know there's just been some, I wouldn't even call it chatter, but just more wishful thinking of like, hey, can they go sign a free agent pass rusher? Like, there's a couple of guys out there that have some notable names to themselves. At this point of the season, no one's going to walk through the door and dramatically turn around this pass rush. The only way I see the Falcons adding a pass rusher in free agency is if someone is just injured into the point where they don't believe they have enough depth and they might as well bring in a free agent. Caleb Johnson, who would you rather draft, Mykell Williams or James Pearce Jr.? I'm going to be very biased and say James Pearce Jr. But no, all bias aside, Pearce is an incredible pass rusher. He's not super stocky or big. He's on the slender side, a little bit more like Dallas Turner. Remember him last year coming out of Alabama? Of course, remember Dallas Turner. Dallas Turner's a Falcon. But I think Pearce has an incredible repertoire to himself. He's got awesome first step. He's got great closing ability. That's something Turner didn't have he wasn't excelling at closing in on the pass rush or on the quarterback. Pearce has a great knack for once you're in his grasp, you're not going anywhere. So I would go with James Pearce Jr. Jeebus, the Broncos always build a team that runs the ball and has a killer pass rush. Our running game will decide this matchup. True, but this year they don't really have a great run game. They really have no consistency at the starting running back position. It was Javonte Williams for a little while. He only had one carry on Sunday. They turned it over to the rookie Audric Estime out of Notre Dame. But they still have a very good pass rush. They are second in the league in sacks, first in the AFC. So the pass rush is definitely going to be a big dictating factor in this game. But Atlanta's ability to avoid the pass rush by running the football could offset all those great pass rushers for Denver. Aiden, if we don't have Darnell Mooney and a lackluster pass rush once again, will the Falcons once again pull a Falcons? Or can we still likely win with consistent gameplay everywhere else? If you don't have Darnell Mooney and they have 0 or 1 sacks, I think the path to victory is Bo Nix kind of becomes a pumpkin in terms of reverting back to bad rookie play and habits. Like, that's got to be where Atlanta tries to capitalize on having some like shorthandedness in the wide receiver department and just having a below average pass rush. Can Jesse Bates, AJ Terrell, and Justin Simmons start playing mind games with the rookie where he goes to the sideline and has the Sam Darnold, I'm seeing ghost moment out there? That's got to be where you make up for the shortcomings of no Mooney if he's unavailable and lackluster pass rush. Cameron, is Kirk injured? He's dealing with a right shoulder and right elbow injury. That's all I can tell you because that's all we know at this point. He was a full participant on Thursday's practice, and on Wednesday he was limited. I am reminded about when he was on that Netflix show Quarterbacks, and he shared how he has like a private masseuse come to his house and work out some of the injuries, and he talked about how he's playing through a lot of injuries that year, and no one really knew what he was going through, but it was clear once the show came out in the summer. So, is Kirk injured? Yeah, everyone's injured at this point. Like, it's almost Thanksgiving. No one's 100% out there. Some guys are a little bit more banged up than the others, but I expect Kirk Cousins to be ready to roll by Sunday. Thomas, will Kyle Pitts be on the Falcons roster next year? He was a 2021 fourth overall pick. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2025 is a fifth-year option, which has already been guaranteed. So the Falcons picked up and exercised that fully guaranteed fifth-year option for 2025. So unless they trade him away, yes, Kyle Pitts will be on their roster next year. Jason Greenway, who do you think Surtain stays on, Drake or Mooney? Hopefully the other has a big game. Run the ball, CLNS, sunny San Diego. We got to do prize picks after this one right here for Jason Greenway. But who do I think Surtain stays on? Probably Drake London. Darnell Mooney is likely going to go up against Riley Moss. That's the other starting corner in Denver. He went to Iowa. He's the great white corner. Like, he's the black sheep out there up until his teammate from Iowa joined the NFL as well this year. So my guess is Surtain's on London, and then Riley Moss is on Darnell Mooney. Before we get on with the rest of our mailbag, make sure to follow us or make sure to go support us over at PrizePicks. PrizePicks is super simple and super fun as well. All you do is pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Now, my fiance is not a big sports fan, but an easy way to get her to be locked in for a neutral game is to play Prize Picks together, load up a couple of more or less projections, and then all of a sudden for the next 4 quarters or 2 halves, she is locked in. So if you have the same issue, give Prize Picks a shot. It could pay for your next date night. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. All of that information is in the comments and description of today's video. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. Next question coming in from Dart Highest. I know everyone is mad at Koo, but the whole NFL had a bad day kicking. Also, Rocky Top going to eat the dogs this Saturday. I have a new favorite viewer. Go Vols. You're actually right about the whole NFL being a rough day kicking. And what's weird is all the kickers were kicking lights out to start the year. Like, we really thought, wow, the kicking position has taken over the game. People were suggesting narrowing the goalpost a little bit. And look where we are now, and kickers are crashing down to earth. But still, I think Koo will bounce back. It's the first time in his career he's missed 3 field goals in a single game. But if you watch the preseason games, you would have remembered that also happened in the Ravens game this year. So it's not completely out of nowhere. He's been down even before the Saints game this year compared to previous years in Atlanta. But for kickers, it's all mental. And I'm going to put faith in Younghoe Koo to figure it out because I don't really think there's a better alternative. Like, for example, take the Lions for a second here. Remember last year in the playoffs at San Francisco, they are faced with a pivotal decision, go for it on 4th down or kick a field goal, and they decided to go for it, and everyone ridiculed Dan Campbell for not kicking the field goal. Well, what wasn't mentioned was Dan Campbell's kicker was his 2nd kicker of the year because the first one sucked and the second one wasn't much better. So he figured, well, it's not a guarantee my bad backup kicker even makes this. You don't want to find yourself in that position in the playoffs. So I'm willing to stick with Younghoe Koo. Dat one Falcons fan, what will it take for the Falcons to bring the quarterback down? I'm tired of lacking a pass rush. We might be the first team in NFL history to have single-digit sacks the entire season. They're at 9 right now. So as long as they get one more, they're not going to be in the absolute cellar of NFL history. What's it going to take? If I had the answer, I'd probably be employed by the Falcons because this has been something that they have been trying to answer the entire season. What's it likely going to take? A personnel change. Like, I don't think there's going to be a fix that happens midseason. I think we're going to have to see a first-round draft pick devoted to a pass rusher and a good free agent contract devoted to a pass rusher. Ryan, hey, Pete, do you think KP should be utilized in a run-heavy play-action set since the linebackers for Denver like to creep up in the box? Okay, Kyle Pitts. I was like, Kirk Cousins? Do I think Kyle Pitts should be utilized in a run-heavy play-action set? Did anyone notice in the Saints game that the Falcons just play calling and formation somewhat reverted back to what it looked like in week 1? I mean, it's always been a heavy pistol set, but they went very heavy pistol. Patrick Surtain himself said, hey, they strictly used 11 personnel on Sunday. That means 1 running back, 1 tight end, 3 wide receivers. So no variance, no 2 running backs, no 2 tight ends. And as a defense, it can become a little bit predictable, but it's just a little bit of mano-y-mano, our 11 versus your best 11, and we're going to beat you at your own game. So do I think they should use Kyle Pitts in a run-heavy play-action set? I'd like to see more play-action. So, yeah, I do think so. As for the Broncos linebackers creeping up in the box, they are missing for the rest of the season their number 1 linebacker, Alex Singleton, but he's been gone since week 4, week 5 of the year. But the next man up mentality has worked well in Denver. But Ryan, sign me up for get Kirk Cousins under center, get play action going, and let's find Kyle Pitts over the middle. Vincent, is about time we gave Brandon Dorlus a shot. I believe he's the stud that can be a future Pro Bowler. Vincent, if this happens, I'm going to credit you. You're first to it. I'm not quite drinking all this whiskey that you're having, but I like the mantra and I love the mentality because we are going to see Brandon Dorlus. James Smith-Williams did not practice. We also have Taquan Graham dealing with an injury. And Raheem Morris opened up the week by saying, yeah, we're probably going to see Brandon Dorlus, who has been a healthy scratch this entire season, for the first time on Sunday. They need some type of injection on this defensive line, and maybe just someone new up there is going to bring that. So fingers crossed, Vincent, you are going to speak this into existence, and this will be the prophecy for the Atlanta Falcons pass rush. Next question from Destroya. One day we'll have a top 5 sacking defense, and the offense will be bottom 5. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? That's just hurtful. Why would you put that out there? But probably, now that you said it. Now I'm starting to picture it. They're going to use that first-round draft pick on an edge rusher. You know, the person who asked a question 2 questions ago about pass rushing or something. Use your first-round pick on an edge rusher. Sign Khalil Mack. He's going to be a free agent. Give him like a 2-year contract. Pair Mack and a rookie. That could be a fun 1-2 punch right there. All right, who you got, though, in this big Week 11 showdown from the Mile High City? Falcons or Broncos? It's going to be a very close game. These 2 teams coming with near identical records. The offense of Atlanta against the defense of Denver. Who you got? I want to hear from you in the comment section.